friends! I'm back with the final chapter of Horrible Harry in room 2B. This is the last chapter, chapter 5. And when I'm done, I'll have some questions, just like normal, posted on Google Classroom. And I'm also going to give you the option, and we'll take a vote. I have a different Horrible Harry book that I could read next, or I have a separate type of book that I'll show you at the end of this video, and you'll get to choose which one I read as a chapter book next. So here we go. Horrible Harry in room 2B, chapter 5, Horrible Harry and the Field Trip. So right away as a reader, I'm wondering where they're going. I'm noticing that they took a whole bus, so that means their whole class is going. And I wonder what horrible things Harry is going to do in this chapter. So it says, Harry and I made a promise. We said, cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye, that we were going to be partners on our field trip. 3 weeks ago. And I like how the author types this up. She puts the word weeks in italics because she has emphasis. And I'm seeing another word right here that has emphasis. So when I'm reading and I'm reading out loud, I have to make sure that I'm paying attention to how the words are written. The morning of the field trip, just when the bus pulled up in front of South School, Harry said, Doug, I can't be your partner. Why? I asked. Song Lee doesn't have a partner. Her partner is home with the flu. Great, I said. So now I get to be the one with no partner. You can tough it out, Harry said. Then he flashed his ugly white teeth and sat down next to Song Lee on the bus. That wasn't very kind of Doug. Harry really is terrible. I sat in front of him next to Miss Mackle. Do you want the window seat? She said. I shook my head. I wanted to sit on the aisle across from Sydney. Sydney leaned over and said, Forget Harry. He's a canary. Harry looked over and held up a fist. As a reader, I'm remembering from a chapter a while ago that when Harry holds up his fist, he's thinking revenge. I made a face. Harry is a canary. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Now Harry had both fists in the air. We know what that means. That's when I sat back and talked to Miss Mackle. What do you have in your lunch? I asked her. Cream cheese on date nut bread, celery, and dried apricots. It sounded like something my teacher would eat. What do you have in your lunch, Doug? Jelly sandwich, apple, and 6 giant chocolate chip cookies. I said the last part real loud. Harry leaned over the bus seat and drooled. Mom packed me extras for my partner, I said. Harry licked his lips. Do you like chocolate chip cookies? I asked Miss Mackle. I love them, she said. I do too. This way. Harry said. Sit down, Harry, Miss Mackle scolded. Harry made a face. I noticed Song Lee was talking to Mary and Ida across the aisle. Harry just kept staring out the window. He had no one to talk to. When we got to the aquarium, Miss Mackle and I were line leaders. We led the class into the building and into the room with the big tropical fish tanks. Just when I was looking at the upside-down catfish, Harry said, Do you want to be partners? I gave him a look. I wouldn't be your partner in 1,000 years. I'll wait, Harry said. When I was through looking at the upside-down catfish, I said, I thought you were partners with Song Lee. She's with her other two friends, Mary and Ida. They're going to sit 3 on a seat on the way home. I wouldn't be your partner in 100 years, I said. I'll wait, Harry replied. At lunch, everyone sat at picnic tables. I sat next to Sydney. And there is the upside down catfish. That was when a bee landed on my jelly sandwich. I didn't move. Sydney screamed. Oh, Sydney. Harry grabbed his paper cup and trapped the bee on my bread. Then he took the sandwich with the cup on top of it and walked it to the trash can. Harry dropped the bee inside the can and closed the flap. Some jerk is going to have a big surprise when he opens this, he said. Then Harry offered me half of his sardine sandwich. No thanks, I said. I can't eat sardines now. They look too much like the fish at the aquarium. Harry stared at his sardine sandwich. He looked sick. He ran to the trash can and threw up in it. That was when Harry got his big surprise. The bee flew out of the trash can and stung Harry on his cheek. Boy, did Harry yell. I felt bad for him. Miss Mackle got out her first aid kit and put something on Harry's bee sting. When it was time to go, Harry got on the bus and sat in the back seat by the window, alone. So as a reader, I'm making a connection with Harry right now about how he might be feeling and how I might feel if I was in that situation. As I walked up the bus aisle, Sydney moved over. Want to share a seat with me, Doug? I don't want to sit with that canary Harry. That's when I made a fist. Don't call Harry a canary. And I went over and sat down next to Harry. You don't think I'm a jerk? He asked. I shook my head. He did try to help me. He even got stung because of me. I reached into my lunch bag and handed Harry my last chocolate chip cookie. Thanks, pal, he said, and he ate every crumb. Harry isn't always horrible, just once in a while. I love Horrible Harry. He's my favorite. I thought that was a pretty good book. If you liked it and you would like me to read the next Horrible Harry book, I can do that. Or I have a Miss Frizzle Magic School Bus, The Truth About Bats chapter book. It's about the same length, maybe a little bit longer than the last Horrible Harry book, but I'll let you choose. On the back of this book, this synopsis or the summary says, my name is Ralphie. I am one of the kids in Miss Frizzle's class. Maybe you've heard of Miss Frizzle. She takes us on lots of field trips in the magic school bus. We never know what's going to happen when we get on that bus, but we do know that we'll learn about Miss Frizzle's favorite subject, science. Once Miss Frizzle took us all over the U.S. looking for bats. We thought she was batty. But then we found out some really amazing things about bats, like what they eat, where they live, how echolocation works, and lots more bat facts and bat myths. In this book, I will tell you everything that happened on that trip, the time we learned the truth about bats. So there's your second choice. I'm going to put a question on Google Classroom for you to vote which would be your book choice, and hopefully in a couple days I can start reading the next book. See you later.